Echoes similar stories across the whole world. In 2019, a cell phone tower at an elementary school in California was shut off after 8 children were diagnosed with cancer. The parents and the community demanded its removal after seeing a spike in cancer cases among the students.
Correspond with readings recorded by Professor Lenhart Hardel and Mona Nilsson of the Swedish Radiation Protection Foundation, who previously published 7 case reports that include a total of 16 persons aged between 4 and 83 that developed microwave syndrome.
All right, guys, we're going to get right into it. The World Council of Health has called for immediate and thorough investigations into the deaths of 2 children at a primary school in Liverpool, UK. Okay, the reason why they're looking into their deaths is because it's very suspicious, and there's being concerns raised about the EMF frequencies, cell phone towers right across the street from the school. I want you guys to keep an eye on the UK. I keep saying it over and over and over. Keep your eyes on the UK, because what's going on in the UK ends up over here. If you guys remember back in the day when I was doing my stories about the vaccines, I was letting you know that Bill Gates was already over in the UK messing with the cows, and now here we are in America doing the same exact thing. Michael Beard is the head teacher at the Milstead Primary School. The entire Milstead school community is devastated to have learned of the sad and recent passing of 2 of our younger children. We have sent our sincerest condolences to both of our families. This is the silent weapon, and as I get into this story, I'm hoping that you're going to be able to see and maybe make some connections for yourself. And I'm even going to read news articles from the UK about what they think happened, and you're going to be getting a gaslight right in the articles, and you're going to see it for your own eyes. Here we go. So when I first heard this story, I basically jumped on Google Maps, right? You can Google Maps any location, and I went to the UK. I looked up the school because immediately in my mind, when I heard about the two kids that died mysteriously at the school, I immediately went to the cell phone towers. I said, I bet you there's a cell phone tower right by that school. Now what you guys are looking at right here is the actual cell phone tower right across from the school in question. And then pay attention down at the bottom, the base of the cell phone tower. I want you to see how many, usually when you see boxes like that, the big green boxes in America anyways, that is basically all your electrical components, everything that you'll need to run said device that you are powering. What struck me right away as you're looking at this is the amount of power station at the bottom of this cell tower. So we're going to get into it a little bit. Apparently there was a little bit of an outbreak of a diarrhea disease over there, Giardia, and they were thinking maybe that they had suffered from Giardia, but I'm just going to read what this says. Okay? 2 children were the pupils at the same Liverpool primary school have died. The UK's health security agency said the children aged 5 and 6 attended Milstead Primary School in the Everton area, which caters for children with special emotional needs. And I would say that children like that are even more sensitive. Okay, they're even more sensitive to the EMF signals. So on and on they go about this. The newspaper first reported on an outbreak of Giardia at the school last month. She said UKHSA had been working with Liverpool City Council and partners following a small number of cases of Giardia. Okay? Giardia is an infection caused by microscopic parasites, and symptoms include diarrhea, stomach cramps, flatulence, and fatigue. Okay? The infection spreads easily but is generally not thought to be a serious health risk and is normally easily treated with antibiotics. Okay? The deaths are unlikely due to Giardia. Giardia usually causes self-limiting gastrointestinal illnesses, which can spread easily in households and school settings. Okay? So in this article, I want you to pay attention. They preface it with saying they might have had the Giardia, but then if you click off when you see that, oh, that's what it is, you're not going to read the part in the next sentence or two where it says, no, it's probably not Giardia, because that does not equal death, right? And that's the gaslight, if you will. Okay, here's another story from Yahoo News. 2 children from the same primary school. They basically, remember the last video where I showed you guys about Project Mockingbird, where they send out the same exact speaking points to all newscasters because the news agencies are corrupt, y'all. You have to find independent news people like myself and all these other people that are trying to wake you up and trying to expose and put a light on what's kind of going on behind the scenes while we're being distracted. And I have another video I'll probably do tomorrow about what China's doing while we're distracted behind the scenes. And it's not that good. You probably won't like it. So they go on to say that the same thing, that there was an outbreak of Giardia, but this infection's not known to take lives, and it was very strange, and probably not that. Now, there's a guy in the UK who runs around with his meter, kind of like what we're doing too, and he's trying to expose the super high frequencies that they're putting out. And his meter actually jammed off the jam, okay, went off the spectrum, and they're all sending this information in, and they're raising awareness about what's going on with this silent killer, okay? Following the tragedy, radiation expert Glenn Hughes and EMF Production Ltd. And Elian O'Connor, charity director of the EM Radiation Research Trust, visited the school to investigate potential causes, and what they found was deeply concerning. To the letter, so it says here, the phone mast is placed in a location right next to Milstead Primary School, Everton, in Liverpool, a special needs school for children, and next to a block of apartments. Glenn Hughes from the EMF Protection recorded the highest peak reading he has ever taken in the UK. And he lists it there, the measurement using his FM5 meter. The peak radiation levels of what this number is here, 1,554,932, were recorded outside the Milstead Primary School, which correspond with readings recorded by Professor Lennart Hardel and Mona Nilsson of the Swedish Radiation Protection Foundation, who previously published 7 case reports that include a total of 16 persons aged between 4 and 83 that developed microwave syndrome within a short time after being exposed to 5G base stations close to their dwellings, which is not good. So then she goes on later on in this letter to say, are the people of Liverpool aware they're taking part in an experiment?
4.5 years, I call it. But let's turn it on and see what it says. I don't know if we can get that in, but we can see if it's going into the red on the top of the monitor. This is the FM5, which, if you wanted to buy, only costs you £1,000. It's one of the most accurate handheld monitors you can get, and it will measure 5G. And as you move it around, you see that the phone mast will change its readings. But
so what's the danger for these people in these flats here and the children in the school next to us?
Cancer, strokes. What else are we going to get, Annie?
There's thousands of research studies now, and I think that I'd draw everyone's attention to the Bio-Initiative report. And they're detailing learning behavioural problems, headaches, sleep problems. I would imagine people are suffering with sleep problems here as well.
Depression.
Headaches. It's not right to be putting these masts right next to schools. Even Sir William Stewart, who headed up the Stewart report in 2000 for the UK government, said that phone masts should not be put next to schools.
At the school fence, Glenn recorded a radio frequency reading 1,554,932 WM, the highest he's seen in the UK. Liverpool has the largest 5G mesh network in the UK and the second biggest in the world. I hope you guys are paying attention to this stuff. Actually going around now, and they're slapping stickers on these 5G towers, warning people about the dangers of them. The World Council of Health calls for an immediate and thorough investigation into the death. Found this story very, very interesting. Okay? Very interesting. You guys draw your own conclusions. I'm not here to draw your conclusions. I'm just letting you know that when I heard about this story, the first thing I wanted to do is see how close a 5G tower was to the school. And with my own eyes, I can see it's literally right across the street being fed a ton of electricity to push the signal out. I don't know how the people in the building behind that are managing. They must be very, very uncomfortable. Like, it's very hard to sleep with this kind of EMF frequencies blasting around you. Stacy and I, we do little road trips and stuff, and we went down to Florida just recently, and it was so strong down there. We vowed to each other that we were never going back down to the Florida Keys, because it's so intense. It was making our heads hurt every day. We did not get any good sleep. And I'm not saying anything, and you guys draw your own conclusions, but at the same time we were there, they were putting out stories in Florida on the fish were swimming in circles, acting all kinds of weird, and washing up on shore. That was at the exact same time that Stacy and I were in the Florida Keys. So I hope you guys share this information with your friends. Please keep these phones away from your kids. I'm not even kidding you guys a little bit. They have their whole lives ahead of them. If you're an older person and you think this is hogwash and whatever, you're just going to do it, that's fine. You lived your life. Let's not take the future away from these kids, okay? Seriously. This isn't even an isolated case. And the event echoes similar stories across the whole world. In 2019, a cell phone tower at an elementary school in California was shut off after 8 children were diagnosed with cancer. The parents and the community demanded its removal after seeing a spike in cancer cases among the students. More recently, in Detroit, Michigan, a lawsuit was filed against T-Mobile last year to halt the construction of a 5G tower near Washington Elementary School due to health concerns. Some counties have even taken steps to reduce children's exposures to EMFs. The Cyberspace Administration of China has proposed restrictions on mobile phone use for individuals under 18. They are recommended a maximum of 2 hours of smartphone use per day and the implementation of a minor mode. Programs that restrict internet access for users under 18 from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. The Russian Ministry of Health has set new standards banning Wi-Fi and smartphones for distance learning. Russia, Australia, Finland, Netherlands, Sweden, Spain, France, Portugal are all taking steps to ban cell phones in classrooms, but more needs to be done about the masks. And if you guys are paying attention, they are putting cell phones right next to schools, right next to hospitals, and on water towers. Leave a comment down below if you've seen a cell phone tower pop up recently in the last several years on a water tower or by a school or by a hospital. Please leave a comment down below. That's what I got for you guys today. I'm just trying to sound the alarm about this secret silent weapon, okay? Because it's being deployed upon us, and a lot of people are talking about extra ailments and how their health has been not really up to par lately, and they can't really put a finger on it. So I'm just trying to help connect some dots for you guys. I'll never tell you what to think, but I will give you plenty to think about. And this right here, this is a huge problem. Huge problem. And if you think about the COVID thing, okay, one of their main goals was getting all the students in the homes and to get them on the computers and to push 5G out into the rural areas and everywhere. And I'm also going to let you guys know, if you go study Thiel, J.D. Vance's buddy, and the Bilderberg group, they need this 5G and all this electricity pushing the power into the 5G to create the super surveillance state. Like, they're getting close right now, you guys, but they need this extra power, because it takes a lot to do facial recognition. It takes a lot to monitor people wherever they move. They have it down a little bit right now, but to get it to 100%, that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to turn up the power, send out more waves, and confine us. Another reason why they're pushing us into the 15-minute cities, you guys. And then what will happen is we'll just start dying off. And the people that can really handle it on their bodies, they'll start changing to adapt to the new frequencies, and then they'll manage, but they're never going to be like what they were. You follow what I'm saying? It's just a natural train of thought, all right? Leave a comment down below if you had any idea about this story at all, or if this is the first time maybe you've ever even heard about the silent weapon, cell phone towers, EMF frequencies. Just leave a comment down below. See you on the next video. Videos every day.